Hello, and welcome back to the Bronx Journal. My name is Takia Bowe. Today, everyone wants to be a star, but if they really knew what it took, would they still want to do it? When trying to break your way through, you must get used to hearing the word no. The key is to not let it deter you. Well, our next guest is singer-songwriter Naya Tabia, who has never been deterred. She hasn't made it big yet, but with an album being sold on iTunes and another album on the way, stardom shouldn't be far. Hello, Naya. Welcome
Hello.
to the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So, was singing or songwriting your passion growing up?
It would have to be singing because I think I knew how to do that before I knew how to write or read. It was just I knew how to carry a note. So I've been singing since 5 and I started songwriting at 13.
Nice. So, are your family supportive?
Definitely. I have the best family in the world. They're the like cheerleaders, my biggest cheerleaders. My sister's actually the reason I got into the studio for the first time.
Oh, really? Why is that?
She knew some rappers. And she's like, oh, my sister can sing, and you need to have her in the studio. And that's how I got my first opportunity in the studio.
Cool. So, with your family being your supporters, like, do you think if your family wasn't in the picture, you'd be able to have been this far now?
I think so because I'm just determined that way. But it would not have been as, I guess, joyous because I know that my mother or whoever is going to be there in the audience at one of my shows, it helps. It makes it feel a lot better no matter what happens.
Okay, so which one were you more determined to do? I know singing was your passion, but the songwriting, I know that kind of took off first for you, or?
Yeah, I started a company, a songwriting company with my high school friend. So we were, 16, 17, really out pushing it hardcore as far as, going to networking events, and we're songwriters and people are looking at us like, you're 2 young girls. It's like, no, we're good. And basically, we made a company, Nicest Productions, and we started writing for up-and-coming artists. So we took this very seriously, and it was before everybody was trying to be a singer-songwriter. So I think that took off first with me learning the business as a songwriter. And I had little successes here and there.
Oh, cool. So what was your biggest success, would you say?
Well, I'm successful now because I'm still doing it. But I had a Funk Master Flex drop bombs on a song that I did in the 90s. So that felt really good to hear yourself on the radio.
Which song was it?
It was called Make It Hot with a Big Scoop Lover. So I was on the hook and did all the end of the song. So it was like people calling me like, I heard you on the radio. So
Nice,
you never forget that, those feelings. And then one of the songs I wrote was also being played from a good friend of mine, Talia Cole's. So, we've had songs almost get to J-Lo and things like that. So it's, little things.
So what was your biggest disappointment, would you say?
Probably the J-Lo opportunity. Jennifer Lopez, we had written about 3 songs for her. And
cool.
They were in talks and in the big meetings, and everybody liked them, and then we didn't know what happened.
Wow.
So it's kind of like to touch it, to feel it, to be that close, and then not get it. It kind of stops you in your tracks a little bit, but you got to get back up.
That makes sense, definitely. So who inspired you?
My parents are my first role models because they're creative, they're kind of courageous. They don't do things normally, so I think they're my first role models and who I look up to. Singers, Billy Joel, Whitney Houston, Madonna, Eric Clapton. So yeah.
Cool. So you just named a bunch of genres. Which genre do you sing?
I sing, now my music is more pop acoustic. With definitely R&B is my heart. I can never leave it. But I like all music. I write all music. So kind of admire Ray Charles for that, who put out different CDs with different genres of music. And that's, that's an accomplishment.
Cool. So what fits your voice best, would you say? Which genre fits your voice best?
I can always get real sensitive with the R&B, get emotional. I think people like to hear that from me because they think, I bring that to records, so I appreciate that. But the pop soul, I think it catches people off guard. Like, is she singing that? Really? The black girl from Harlem? So I like that too.
So what would you say make you different from other artists now?
I don't think anybody sounds like me, and that's a good thing. And I don't sound like anybody. And I think nowadays it's all attached to gimmicks. I think a lot of people are attached to gimmicks, and Naya Tabia is just who I am. Take me or leave me.
Nice. So when you get your big break, would you want to stick with your singer and songwriting, or would you want to do something else, like venture into something else?
I mean, songwriting you can do forever, which is why I love it. You know, it can live on without me. So I think I will never stop songwriting. And I'm already a director, choreographer. I taught dance for years for kids all around the city. So I will probably continue that, just make it bigger as far as making sure I have a company that always supports what children do and need to do as far as the arts.
Cool. So your songs, are they from life experiences, or you just be walking down the street and see a pen on the floor and just start
Just
singing
write about
like...
the pen. I think now I write more personal. It was very hard as writing for other people. It's easy to get like personal in their life and write about it, but then when it came to me, it was a little more difficult. But I think once you get comfortable in your skin and you've had a lot of life experience, it's easier. So I write from my heart.
Cool. Yeah. So I see you have album here. This is Good Lovin',
Yes.
and this is the album that's on iTunes, correct?
Yes, it was released on iTunes, Amazon, all the online stores, called Good Lovin', and it's basically about good lovin'.
So tell me how, what was the experience doing this album? Is this your first album that was on iTunes?
That was the first album on iTunes. I've had 2 mixtapes before them, or mix CDs, of just compilations of music that I've written and some cover songs. And actually people are asking me to do it again, so I might do that as well.
Nice, nice. How hard do you think it is for new artists to record and to make themselves known?
I think they got it easy.
Really?
Yes.
Well, how so?
The internet
Oh,
has opened up. I mean, we are in a global world right now. So, I mean, so it's not just you can find out what's going on in America, but what's happening overseas. And I think that opens up the window, opens up the door. So if you work hard enough and you can get yourself connected with the internet and meet people over the internet as far as producers and whatever, you have no excuse on how far you can go and what you can do.
So you think it's much easier now than it was 10 years ago?
I'm not that old.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you know, some years ago.
It's a different game. You know, you got to know how to play this game. So I think it's easier in a lot of ways, and it's more difficult because I think it's so flooded. Like everybody's a singer, songwriter, everybody's a rapper or wants to be. So before, I think it was more, because it was so difficult, not everybody wanted to tamper with it. So because you can make one song and be like an overnight sensation on YouTube, more people feel like they can do it and they want to do it. But I think it's a small percentage of people who will be around for a long time, and I hope to be one of them.
Oh, cool. So what advice would you give an up-and-coming singer or even rapper, like any, like, because I think entertainment is like pretty, you know, so what advice would you give them?
I mean, be yourself and be open to know who you are, but be open to change. Be open to try different things. I think a lot of times artists stick themselves in their own box. You know, what genre of music do you sing? Or, you know, are you going to be a rapper? Like, if you want to do something else 3 years from now and different style, different technique, different look, then, you know, you got to do what you do. The world is ever changing, and I think artists should be willing to be as well.
Cool. So what do you have working on? Like, what are you working on now? What do you have coming up?
Now I'm reinventing my own self. So the music is very acoustic pop. Definitely the soul never leaves me. So, but I'm forming a band right now for the full Naya Tabia experience.
Nice.
So we'll be performing around the city, and I'm working on my new album called Butterfly.
Nice. So speaking of Butterfly,
Yeah.
you'll be performing that song. Where did you get the idea for this song? Like, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but for the people that don't may not know what that feels like where did you get it from? Was it for you?
Like
or?
writing Butterfly or just,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I write any music. It just, I heard the song, the track speaks to me, and I write it. Like I didn't need a pen. I didn't even write the song down until after I recorded it. And, you know, I feel like if I don't remember it, then it's not a hit. Then it wasn't meant to be remembered. So it just came to me like 5 minutes. I was in the house and it was a done song. And I said, I got to record this song.
Nice.
And people like love it. And so I'm so happy that they love it. So I can't wait to finish the whole album and go from there. And Butterfly is about growth and change and transition. So I feel like that's where I am right now.
Oh, great. So where could people find you if they wanted to look you up, they wanted to come to a show, you know, stuff
Yes.
like that?
Well, I'm on Facebook and Twitter, although I'm not really a tweet person or whatever you call it. But you can find me on YouTube. Everything is Naya Tabia. I make it really simple. NayaTabia.com is also going to be up and coming really soon. So
Cool.
yeah.
So we're going to go on break. But when we come back, Naya Tabia is going to sing her new single, Butterfly.
We can all be more energy efficient. It's easy. Use energy-saving light bulbs. Energy Smart Power Strips. And turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. Learn what you can do today at energy.gov/tink.
Just how the wind blows, and then you blew in, and everything was different. I started to think that love wasn't for me. I never get to try a kissing goodbye, but now I know just what I would be missing. Now I know how it feels to fly with the birds. Now I know how it feels to bend with the breeze. Now I know how it feels to love because you love me. I feel like a butterfly. I feel like a butterfly. I feel like a butterfly. Oh, oh, now I know, now I know, now I know how it feels to fly with the birds. Now I know how it feels to bend with the breeze. Now I know how it feels to love me because you love me. You love me. I feel like a butterfly.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the show. And you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back with the Bronx Journal.